battle overall. I mean, you get out there, nothing is going to come easy. They're a great football team, very well coached, and just play with that edge and that, energy and that inspiration, a lot like we do. And I think when it's said and done, you hope that, you can put your best foot forward and make plays when they present themselves. And I just thought we played a complete game. Again, a block punt in there, which was just huge. And then probably two others if we just, there's some, we're free. We just got impeded a little bit. But I thought there's just some really neat things that went on that field today. And what a great way to play either their last game at Fitton, or hopefully we all become Delaware fans and hope to be our second to last game at Fitton.
Questions? Bob, what can you say about Pete's performance coming back after leaving that Bryant game and missing the Georgetown game?
I think, he's a warrior, right? I think a lot of guys out there were warriors today. I just thought, we probably throughout the week just heard it all week, CAA, how much better, I'm sure that resonated with all of us throughout the week, and I just loved, watching him just battle, right? Just pad level, knee drive, protecting the ball. There's sometimes 4 and 5 guys on him ripping at that ball, and it's so pinned to his chest. And I thought just a phenomenal effort all the way around by this man, not young man, this man. Yeah.
Pete, when were you cleared, and once that happened, was there any doubt that you'd play in this game?
No, I got cleared during the bye week and started feeling really good and knew I was going to play today, so yeah.
Coach, Pete, this for you. In that first half, just how bad were the conditions playing-wise? I mean, there was a lot of people couldn't even keep their feet on the ground. Just how bad was it out there?
Yeah, it was definitely wet. You definitely had to keep your feet underneath you. I noticed in warm-ups, if your feet weren't underneath and in your center of gravity, then you were kind of sliding. So I was paying attention to that, and yeah, wasn't wearing gloves today. I had to take the visor off, all that stuff.
I think that comes into play with maybe people that are change of direction a little more. Pete is getting downhill as hard as he can. You saw Sluke a bunch of times. Usually set someone up and take that step, and that gives out. Just ends up being a tough deal there. But I thought overall, we played really well. We had to play it downhill, and I think we did, just that.
Coach, in terms of play calling, how much did the weather kind of change what you guys have to do, especially in that first half?
Well, and situational as well. We realize that it's going to be hard to get your foot on the ground to kick the field goal, so now you're going to go for it. I think the punt, that just the ball was heavier, the wind was challenging, and put you in different situational, maybe a different, not outcome, different, a different play call in those minutes where you knew, hey, we're going to have to go for it on 4th down, so you can run it on 3rd down in those moments. So I thought those things kind of showed up. But play calling, once we started to be able to push a little bit, I think it was, it's kind of the direction we were going to go.
Liam, what went into stopping number 20?
Yeah, he's a great player for him. Stopping number 20, especially in these conditions, just meant, getting a pad on him and then running through him until he's on the ground. We knew we couldn't come into this game and just arm tackle all day, so just a little bit more awareness on focusing on tackling fundamentals.
And just as a follow-up to that for Walt and Liam, how important do you think it was again, the first half was so sloppy, it's hard to score. How important was it to get 2 turnovers to start the second half?
Yeah, no, it was big. Coach Chase talked about, taking it to him first, and opportunities are going to present themselves, right? So being able to make the most of those and be able to put points on the board was something that we knew we had to do, and being able to get those was crucial for us. So
they look like positional interceptions. It's not like you were covering a guy or something. You just knew where to be on those 2 plays.
Yeah. So the first one, I was able to take my man across the field and be able to go to the spot and make the play, and then the second. I'm a half-field player. I'm back there for those reasons. So being able to make the plays that you're supposed to is big, and being able to put yourself in a position is also big. So
This much for all of you guys. You obviously work hard to get the bye week, but how hard is it to kind of to ramp things back up, after you haven't played for 2.5 weeks?
Yeah, I think earlier in the year, our first bye week, we didn't come out the next week as hard as we had intended to. So with that experience, and we kind of had a chip on our shoulder, and a little bit more point of emphasis to come out, just as hard this week after a bye. So I think that earlier bye week that we had earlier in the season was really big for us and a big learning experience.
Do you believe that you could get to at least this point since the start of the year, now that it's here and you're national quarterfinalists? Is that kind of sunk in yet, or more to come?
We're on a mission, right? I think when you boil it down, we're just on a mission, and we know that whenever that mission fails, we're going home, right? And then the team looks different the next year. We all, don't see these guys, and the game changes. And I think, again, it takes that full year to put a trophy in a trophy case. This isn't decided, today. This was decided, somewhere long before that. And I think when you end up, just stacking those days and just really loving being together and having fun being together, as hard as it might be, you're doing it together. And I think in that, there are moments that show up that are challenging, but you've been through challenges before, right? You've been stressed before. You've been in those moments before where you were physically and mentally exhausted. But when you do it together, it's pretty fun, right? To just say, let's just keep this train rolling. So, yeah, I think that we've been preparing this for a while. This was our goal, and there's more to this goal, right? So I think it's just us continuing, on this journey and understanding that, our time is limited. The sand is falling out of that hourglass, and let's just make the most out of what's left.
Well, what's the message at halftime when it's 7-5?
Yeah. It's so there's a little more that comes into it because now we have to kick off, and as we're going to kick off, we have to determine what way we want to kick. Do we want the wind in the fourth? Do we want the wind in the third? And I thought, we decided to kick into the wind. He takes out to the 40, I think, right at the beginning, and then you're playing a different ball game there a little bit, but you're just trying to get it to the fourth. But then I thought offensively we were able to possess the ball. We know whether it's 30-5 or it's 7-5. We're not paying attention to that score at halftime, right? We got to come back out here, learn from what experience we had in the first half. What are they trying to do? Where are they going to hurt us? What are we doing well? And then just what adjustments might they make? And then what ones do we have to make? What's working? What's not? And I think it's really very systematic. It's not a lot of emotion involved in it at halftime. It's, getting ready to go back out there and make the plays that we need to make and feeling each other's confidence in those moments.
Any more questions?
How much fun was just playing in the mud?
Oh,
You don't get too many games like that.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like our last one was like Lehigh or freshman
yeah.
top of the
Our
year.
first one, our second one.
Yeah.
yeah.
So just gritty.
I mean, you might have seen us all sliding in the end zone after. So.
Nick Perrin's not going to like it very much, but
No.
yeah.
Otherwise,
Otherwise,
not a good on it.
no.